jumping on, Coach. Any questions, feel free to jump in.
Video. Where? Huh?
You guys see Coach?
Yeah, we can see him, David. We're good. Any questions, Jay? You can use the hand raise and we'll call on you. All right, Justin, go ahead.
Coach, obviously, I know rebounds is a big focus for you, and they got the better on the boards tonight. What made them so tough on the glass?
Well, they send 4 on most possessions, and we've been facing teams that have been really aggressive on the offensive glass, Justin. The last couple games, I mean, Presbyterian did that. Last night we saw that with Illinois, but I think the athleticism and the ability to pursue the ball with Arkansas is just a little bit different than what we'd seen the last couple nights. Audie's Tony's like a nightmare to try to box him out. I mean, you look down, he has 6 offensive rebounds. He was just extremely impressive. We had a difficult time with him, but it wasn't only him, as you mentioned. I mean, Jalen Williams had 3, Devontae Davis has 2, and Kamani Johnson has 2. I mean, 18 offensive rebounds. And I think that and our turnovers are the things that'll stick out statistically. And we had some really costly turnovers there down the stretch. But our ability to get the ball probably, is the difference in a possession or 2. And it's you lose a game by 2 possessions. That's the kind of stuff you're going to talk about and think about.
All right, Keith.
Coach Jeremiah had a bit of an off night. Was he, out of sorts tonight, just an off night, or were they doing something defensively to take him out of the game?
No, they did a nice job on it. And I think this is, part of – there's 2 things. One, we got to do a better job of having some packages to put him in position to score when he gets guarded the way that he was guarded tonight. But they put Audie's Tony on him, and they tried to guard John with their 4-man. Which, freed John up, and you see him got a lot of looks early in the game because of that. But they took Audie's Tony on him, and Audie's Tony's probably one of the better wing defenders in the country, and made it really difficult for him to catch and shoot. And obviously, Audie's Tony's just a terrific on-ball defender as well. So we tried to do some things to free him up, but I got to do a better job as a coach of getting some packages because he's one of our best offensive players. And I think this is part of when you come into a year and you're considered one of the better offensive players in the league and you're a focal point of what we're doing offensively, you're going to see difficult things defensively from opponents. And when you're playing a great opponent like Arkansas, so I think it's a little bit of both, but we got to do a better job. And I think JD will learn and grow from this.
All right, Justin.
Coach, there was a pretty big foul and free throw disparity. Obviously, I know you want to play aggressive on defense, but what did you feel about that difference, especially in the second half?
I don't get into all that. I thought early on in the second, I don't get into all the reasons why. We'll go look at the tape. I don't really ever complain about officiating. I thought those guys out there just doing their jobs. I've learned over the years, sometimes you go back and watch the tape and they get a lot more stuff right than we do. And that type of thing. So I don't ever complain about that. That's certainly not what I'm going to point to. I did think that early in the second half there in the bonus, and I thought we needed to just really focus on, being a little more disciplined around the basket. I thought on drives we were getting handsy and they were calling that kind of stuff. But you look down and you would like to be to the free throw line a lot more. And there's a big disparity, 24-32 for them and 11-13 for us. And that's a tough recipe to win close games.
Justin, another one for you.
Yeah, I mean, look, you played 2 top 15 teams, obviously got a win last night, played close tonight. How do you feel about your team coming out of 2 pretty tough back-to-back tests?
Well, guys, I'm pissed off when we lose. I hate it. I hate losing. I hate the feeling of losing. So I'm, right now in a mood because we lost. And I can't change that. But big picture, I love my team. I think we proved on the national stage we can play with people, and last night was a heck of a lot of fun, and tonight we were right there against, as you mentioned, probably a top 10 team in the country. So I think big picture, there's a lot to be proud of, a lot of things we can build on, but right now I'm just pissed off that we lost, And that's just the way it feels when you lose. And, you know, that's why I don't like to feel this way.
Keith, did you have one more?
Sure, Wes, they jumped out to a 7-0 advantage on the offensive glass. That felt like a time where Odie typically kind of uses his energy to propel the team and get through that. You seemed slow on the trigger on Odie. Was that just a matchup thing?
No, you know, we're still, and we've talked about this a bunch with you guys. We're still trying to figure out combinations, lineups, rotations, and I'll be the first to say I'm not going to sit here and defend that I get everything right or that we're getting everything right. It's just difficult. We got a team with great depth. We got a lot of really good players, and you know, it's going to take some time to figure this whole thing out. I thought Odie was terrific. Yeah, I mean, like, look at his line, and you know, you couldn't get a rebound there on the last possession. I probably should have had him in the game. I mean, we put him back in there. You know, got a stop, came down, executed an action, and scored. That's the kind of stuff you do as a coach, but that's the kind of stuff you learn from as you go through the early part of the season. So I hate that we got to learn with the loss. We'll get better trying to figure the rotation out, but nothing specific of why Odie came in later or anything like that. I think all of our guys that are playing in those 4 positions have been excellent, and they all deserve more minutes. And we got 5 guys playing in 2 spots, and we got to kind of figure that stuff out as we move forward.
All right, last one here from Justin.
Coach, we talked about the fouls and the rebounds, but, you know, they only shot 35%, under 20% from 3. How did you feel about your defense outside of those other things?
Yeah, I thought defensively we were pretty darn good for the most part, Justin. There's a stretch there where they get 5 points in transition because I just didn't think we sprinted back. You know, we don't sprint back, get matched. They pitch it ahead, drive and kick. Like I said, it's a big 3. You know, then the next possession they pitch it ahead and go lay it in. And like those 2 possessions, you know, that allowed them to take the lead because we just don't sprint back on defense. Those are the ones you think about as a coach. But I thought over the course of 80 minutes in the last 2 nights, you know, I thought we gave great effort to defend, and I'm proud of the progress we've made defensively here over the last, you know, 6 weeks or so going back through preseason practice.
All right. Thanks, Coach Miller.
David, you obviously had success tonight, leading scorer. Seemed like you were attacking. What was the game plan to allow you to do that?
We have a great team where you don't know who night is going to be that night. Scoring wise tonight happened to not be mine, but that's just a testament to great teammates. You know, JD, a heck of a player, was getting face guarded today. That just shows the type of player that he is. And when you have a lot of weapons, it opens things up for other guys. And I was able to, thanks to JD and the rest of my teammates who consistently hit shots and make plays, I was able to get downhill and make some plays myself.
Keith?
Guys, whoever wants to take it, you know, the biggest thing I look at is the rebounding. I mean, they had such a huge advantage, particularly on the offensive glass. Was that an effort thing, a matchup thing? What do you think the difference was there?
I think down the stretch, they just wanted it more than we did. Just being blatantly honest. Personally, me, I feel like there was some boards I could have had down the stretch that I didn't get. So I gotta do better. Just looking at myself, looking within. I feel like I could have helped my team if I would have been able to grab those. And then, you know, I think they just wanted it a little more than we did. I don't think they really wanted to win more than us, but they just made those plays down the stretch, and that ended up being a difference in the game. So we just gotta key in on that going forward, and we'll be better. We'll be better.
Jay Stam, go ahead.
Guys, either one of you, just, you know, back-to-back games like this, what's the biggest takeaway for you guys as players? What did you learn about yourselves after a couple games like this?
Well, we've learned that we can compete with anybody in the country. And that's not an arrogance or anything. That's just a confidence level in ourselves. And we're going to move forward from this. And we're going to take this as a learning experience, a confidence builder for everyone individually and us as a team, and use this to propel us as the season go along.
For sure, I agree. You know, like he said, we can play with anybody in the country. We believe that we're one of the best teams in the country, so You know, our goal is just, you know, play like that every night. And what we learn from the night is, you know, like a couple of slip-ups, not finishing the defense with discipline and finishing it with the rebound. That hurt us. So, you know, in order to compete at a high level and win at a high level, you got to make those plays. So I feel like that's one of our big takeaways from this is just to, you know, key in on winning each and every possession. And, you know, that way we can do what we want to do.
And it looks like last one here from Justin.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear from both of you guys that ability to play with any team in the country that you've showed the past couple of nights. What is it that you guys do with such a, you know, unfamiliar team with a new coach, a lot of new guys? How are you able to play at that level this quickly?
We all bought in on one another. We all unselfish. And first and foremost, we got a leader in Coach Wes Miller and the rest of the coaching staff who instilled that in us. We have a hard work, hard hat mentality to us and the next play mentality to us. And he always preaches just worry about the process. We don't worry about the wins or losses. You just worry about the process. Make sure you're going as hard as you can. Make sure you're having your teammates back. The results will ultimately end up in your favor in the long run.
For sure. Like you said, I mean, I believe we got the best coach in the country, so it's not hard to, you know, run through a wall. And y'all see, like, the biggest thing with our team is like how hard we play, and you know, we give it our all every night. And it's easy to do when you're playing for a coach like he is. You know, that's what I always say, he's the best coach in the country because that's what I believe. And so I think we bought in so quickly because, you know, we all believe in him and his plan, and you know, we just all follow suit. You know, it seemed like first day I got here, these have been my brothers since day one. So I'm rocking with them no matter what, win or loss. And that's kind of, our chemistry is kind of been one of the big things for us. So I think that's why we've been able to gel so quickly and have some early success.